How do I look? Camera ready?
Yeah, got a little chilly out, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It was like nice and sunny and looking like almost a summer afternoon, and now we're
Yeah, although when I did go out to be in the sunshine, it was like definitely not summer sun.
well. It's perfect that we're going back to Scotch
Oh, yes.
because it's a little more Scotch weather, a little more weather like it is in Scotland
Yes.
compared to here in the old
Just
warm.
not quite as green.
Not quite.
Getting there.
It'll be there. It'll be there. We keep up this weather,
Yeah.
but we've got Hillary back on the channel, and today we're going to be drinking some Scotch. This bottle that I think might have been her favorite back in Scotland, I found. Tomental 16. It's made by Glenlivet.
Okay.
And then we've got some Glenmorangie here, or Glenmorangie, from the Highland region. So they got the difference here. You got the Speyside, and we got the Highland region. That's 2 of the 4 regions of Irish.
How dare you?
2 of the 4 regions in. Well, there's you got the Lowlands, and then you got Campbelltown, and then I guess you got Isla region. So maybe there's 5. Anyway, I don't really know everything I'm talking about, but I do know that Speyside is where most of the Scottish distilleries are at, along the Spey River, and they tend to be a little more rich, fruity notes coming out of there. You know, the water they get, and it's all about the water in Scotland.
From a spring that's been flowing for millions of years.
It's gonna be different than stuff that we have been drinking as far as bourbon and rye and stuff like that American whiskey. A lot of Scotch uses actually bourbon casks, ex-bourbon casks. And instead of using any corn or any rye, it's generally 100% malted barley in the mash bill.
Okay.
Whereas most bourbons and ryes have like a little bit of malted barley just to kind of kick off the sugar production from the yeast.
Okay.
Now, let's just open it.
Let me just look for Pop. Okay, he's up there.
He's fine.
Checking out the trees.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm Brian.
I'm Hillary.
We're the Whiskey Wimps.
What did I do last time? Didn't I do like a...
You got your own official glass now. How do you feel about that?
It does not say my name on it. My first name.
It's your name now, and you're going to like it for the rest of your life. Now, a lot of scotches also tend to be, lower proof, I would say. I see so many come out at the 80, 86 range. You know, it's not uncommon for a lot of scotch releases. Like, many are at the 80 proof range. So it's lower than a lot of the bourbons we've been drinking by a little bit.
Okay.
Definitely get the fruit right off it. I always get like raisin fruits off of Speyside whiskeys. Now I've got a surprise for you after this. So surprise. It's gonna be
Should put some lotion on my hands. They're very dry.
Don't put lotion on your hands before you do your tasting.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
make
true.
that mistake again.
Unscented.
Yeah, you went to sniff your whiskey and you got lotion. What you get?
I don't know yet.
Anything? Nothing? The notes that you get are going to be different than what anybody else gets. That's why I'm interested to have you on, because you're not as familiar with the common notes or whatever that are spouted about in whiskey world. And I think that's because is your phone dinging?
You like cherry? Oh, good. Chocolate covered cherry.
Chocolate covered cherry, huh?
No, it's more like the maraschino cherries.
Okay, I definitely get the malt. There's a certain
syrupy
smell that I get from malt.
Yeah, I keep feeling cherry.
All right, go and get it. 80 proof is so light for me. It tastes like water straight from the River Spey. I mean, they've definitely appropriately named this the gentle dram. That is extremely gentle. After years of searching for the purest natural water in Scotland, we discovered the Ballintruin Spring. For millions of years, this water has been flowing through the mountainside near Tomintoul. I'm assuming that's where they source their water from this stuff. That's what Scotch is all about. The malted barley, because they only got so much to work with in Scotland. They got not so much.
Because they can't grow corn
so they don't have that stuff to use in the influence of
maybe they
the
can.
taste of the whiskey.
Too wet?
I don't know. I don't live in Scotland. And they also don't use new barrels often like we do here in the United States. So it's like used wood already generally, and it's just. I mean, this is 16 years old. It's also
doesn't
watered down
have
to
as
80
much of like a warming effect as some of the bourbons we've had. Like I feel like this is something that would be good over ice in the summer.
Or even just cool in the summer.
Yeah.
And it's gone. It is really the gentle dram. I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't have that that heat building.
Doesn't have the heat
that I usually feel.
And there's not a lot to it.
No, I'm not picking out any like strong notes of the flavors that we have with some others.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I'm getting, like I said, on the palate, I got like gentle water.
Gentle raisins.
Gentle raisins.
Floating on the water.
Ever so watered down raisins. I mean, it's probably be something that's really good with a cigar because you could just sit there and drink like glass after glass of it with your cigar and not and worry about getting too toasted. I'm gonna have to try that one with the old cigar. All right, let's get in on the Glenmorangie. I think this one might have a little bit more. The Highland scotches tend to have a bit more body to it, maybe more like honey.
Don't.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, you
don't
just
say it yet.
I won't say it. Still 100% malt. Now, this is a 16-year and an 18-year. Yeah.
Sorry, let me silence this thing.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know why you have. When I said was your phone on you, it was kind of a hint to like, let's turn it off.
Sorry. Yeah, more of that kind of caramel maple-ness to it rather than like a fruity.
This nose offers more, and this is why I really liked. I feel like I don't use complete sentences a lot when I talk. But Scotch, there's so much more nuance to it because you're only working with that 100% malt mash bill, and there's only so much you can do. Like this stuff's 16 years old. This stuff's 18 years old. If this was bourbon, it'd be like flavor going through the roof because of the higher fluctuation in temperatures often here in the States versus like Scotland, where it's like just cool and like
cool
this.
And moist. Yeah.
And because like I said, this is 18 years, which for bourbon would be ancient.
Wow. Yeah. True.
For Scotch, it's more like, oh, we're just kind of getting started here. Like I'm 18 now. I don't have to say where I'm going to my parents. Although over there it's probably more like 16, but because when you get these like 40-year-old Scotches that are just like, oh, it's finally coming to its godhead. But again, like I said, it's very subtle. It's like as far as
really
the
light.
flavors, very light in flavor.
Yeah.
This too is not high in proof. This is a 86 proof. So I'd be interested to.
Hito, come. That's probably why he's so tired because he
Chasing chickens all day.
Yeah, going up hills. Hito, come.
Selected.
I'm not wowed.
You're not wowed?
Wowed.
You're not wowed by it? Just
Wowed.
not a lot to it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good. It's
fine.
easy to drink. No doubt about that. It just goes down like a smooth baby's bottom. Well, Boone County.
Is that the kind we had the other day?
Wheated bourbon. Yeah, yeah. This is, again, thank you, Michelle and Josh. Yeah, wheated bourbon, I believe. Isn't Boone County a wheated bourbon? I'm pretty sure it's a wheated bourbon. Why doesn't it say that on there?
Made by ghosts.
It just says, yes, it's made by ghosts.
Straight bourbon whiskey.
It says just straight bourbon whiskey, which it still could be straight bourbon whiskey. It's just, in my mind, Boone County is a wheated bourbon. And it's not. That's not a problem. I thought that it was a wheated bourbon in all of my brain this whole time. Madebyghosts.com is where you would go to learn more. Anyway, try this compared to
that.
Yeah, compared to that. And this is much younger. It's not 16 years, not 18 years. It's 5 years. A minimum of 5 years.
Yeah, there's already a lot more going on.
And there's not too much higher proof. It's 90.8. So it's just a little bit higher proof than that. So it's still on the lower end as far as proof goes for whiskey. Oh, but there's so much more in there. Yeah, there's just... All right, bourbon. Freaking won me over.
Do you think that
the corn
the Scotch are just so much more used to theirs that to them this might, or back in the day when things weren't quite as easily accessible, do you think like this might have been like they might have been like, oh, that's too much, like they were more used to kind of a lighter?
I think that's where I was, because I was
batch?
for the last decade or whatever, I was like Scotch and Irish whiskey, and then just over COVID I found bourbon really.
Oh, okay.
And whew, man, there's so
Yeah, this one's got like not really like cinnamon, but like spice.
I'm getting honey out of it, like honeycomb.
Yeah.
I'm cold.
Me too. I'm like hiding my sweater.
If you want your own custom glass, check out our Patreon. If you join at the bottle and bond level, it's just the tip of the iceberg of what you can get if you join up on the Patreon channel. I feel like I'm selling stuff. I feel like a cheap ass.
The newest member of the Whiskey Wimps. This is Hilo.
You're not speaking into your microphone.
This is Hilo, newest member of the Whiskey Wimps.
We featured him on a video earlier.
Well,
It's like dark and dreary out here. All right. Well, let's go warm up. Cheers.
By the fireplace we don't have.